Hi guys, my name is Narayan and I welcome all of you viewers in this video. So guys, in this video I'm just gonna talk about what are the basic questions to be asked in the interview of if you are going for the position of database administrator. So guys, if my videos are helpful for you, please like my video, comment on my video and subscribe my channel. I have uploaded couple of videos on for different profile interview questions answers. So guys, it is just a small introduction about my channel. So for that, if my videos are helpful, what you can do, you can subscribe me by my name itself in YouTube. My name is Narayan Baghel, or you can subscribe. This is the URL of my channel. So guys, in this video I just tried to collect 50 more questions for DBMS. So I will be talking about all those and I hope it's gonna be helpful for you. So guys, very first question, define a database. How will you define database or what do you mean by database? So guys, it's nothing but it's a very simple a pre-arranged collection of figures known as data. Okay, this much is known as data. It is a pre-arranged data. I mean collection of figures as a data is called database, and if it is more in quantity, then it will be a database. And what is DBMS? Guys, DBMS stands for Database Management System basically, or application designed specifically which enable users interaction with the other applications. So basically, if you see, there should not be any confusion, right? It's a application designed specifically which enables users interaction with other applications. So it creates possibilities to interact with the other applications also with the help of DBMS. Third question, guys, what are the various kinds of uh, interactions catered by DBMS? So we have certain sort of interactions. First one is data definition, second is update, retrieval, and administration. Okay, next question, guys, very important question. Segregate database technologies deployment. So the development, sorry, not deployment, uh, development. The development of database technology is divided into structure or data model. First one, second one is navigational model, and third one is SQL relational model. So we have three, you can say, type of technology, database technology. So guys, next question, what proposed the relational model? Who proposed the relational model? So Edgar F. Codd proposed the relational model in 1970. Okay, so this is the person who proposed a relational model. And what are the feature of database language? So a database language may also incorporate feature like you can say DBMS specific configuration and management of storage engine, and consumption to modification of queries result by consumptions like summing, counting, averaging, grouping, sorting, and cross-referencing, constant enforcement application, programming interfaces. So these are the very basic things we should be knowing for those kind of interviews. And guys, next question is what do database language do basically? Okay, so let me go one space back. So the special purpose language, they have data definition language, data manipulation language, query language, define database model. Very simple question. So guys, a data model determining function fundamentally how data can be stored, manipulated, and organized, and the structure of the database logically is called database model. So how it should be stored, how it should be structured, manipulated, and all, so it is known as model, database model. What is SQL? So guys, SQL stands for structured query language, being a NSI standard language updates database and commands for accessing. So I have uploaded couple of videos about Excel also, SQL also in my previous videos. So guys, next question, enlist the various relationship of database. So the various relationships of database are like one to one, okay, and one to many to many. So you can read here in more detail. I'm just telling you the basic things here. Next question defines normalization. So guys, normalization is just like it is a uh, you can say organized data void of inconsistent dependency and redundancy within a database is called normalization. So you can say it's a technique which is used to minimize the dependency and redundancy in the database basically. Enlist the advantage of normalization database. So no duplicate entries will be there, save the storage space, because if you have duplicate entries then it will use more space, so it avoids that also. And boost the query performance, it increases the performance of query, it makes faster to respond to that query. Define denormalization, so boosting up updates performance, adding of redundant data, which in turn helps rid of complex data, is called denormalization. So you can say it's a just practice of manipulating the data, okay, by putting redundancy and all. Denormalization basically. So guys, what is define DDL and DML? So managing properties and attributes of database is called data definition language, DDL. And manipulating data in a database such as inserting, updating, deleting is defined as data manipulation language, which is known as DML. And guys, next question, 15th question, enlist some commands of DDL, data uh, definition language. So guys, they are like create is used to create table statement. Syntax is like create table, column name you can give, and column definition, table parameters. Alter, it helps in modification of existing object of database. Syntax is like I have not taken here. Alter object type, object name, parameters. And drop, it destroys an existing database index table or view. So next question guys, define union, all, operator and union. So full recordings of two table is union, all operator. A distinct recording of two table is union. So if you have two table, then you can use union all. If you have one table, or you want distinct between two tables, you can use union. Define cursor, a database object which helps in manipulating data row by row representing a result set is called cursor. Enlist the cursor type. So guys, if we talk about types of cursors, they are dynamic, first one, second one is static, third one is key set. So what will happen in dynamic, it reflects changes while scrolling. And if we talk about static, doesn't reflect changes while scrolling and works on recording of a snapshot. And third one is data modification without reflection of new data is seen. Next question guys, enlist the type of cursor. Just now I told about it. Okay, so there the types of cursors are here. Implicit cursor, declared automatically as soon as the execution of SQL takes place without the awareness of the user. And second one is explicit cursor, defined by PL or SQL, which handles query in more than one row. Guys, next question, define subquery. Subquery is a query which is inside a main query. You can say a query contained by query is called subquery. So next question, why is group clause used? Group hyphen clause used. Group hyphen clause uses aggregate value to be derived by collecting similar data. Next question, compare non-clustered and clustered index. So guys, both having B tree structure, non-clustered index has data pointer enabling one table, uh, many non-cluster cluster index, while cluster index is distinct for every table. Define aggregate functions. So guys, function which operate against a collection of values and returning single value is called aggregate function. As if you are not understanding this one here, you can go to my previous video. I have in that video also I have discussed about this one. I think this I have not taken properly. Next question, define a scalar function. So a scalar function is dependent on the argument given and return sole value. And guys, what restriction can you apply when you are creating views? So there are certain restrictions we can create, like only the current database can have views. You are not liable to change any computed value in any particular view, or integrity constant decide the functionality of insert and delete. Like this much of restrictions we can apply at the time of creating views. Next question, guys, what is correlated subqueries? A correlated subqueries is a sort of subquery, but correlated subqueries is reliant on another query for a value that is returned. In case of execution, the subquery is executed first and then the correlated query. What is data warehousing? So storage and access of data from the central location in order to take some strategic decision is called data warehousing. So it's a centralized location for keeping or storing the data. Enterprise management is used for managing the information whose network or framework is known as data warehousing. Define, join and enlist its types. So joins help in explaining the relationship between two tables. Very simple. They also enable you to select data with relation to data in another table. And there are various types: inner join, outer join. So if we talk about blank row are left in the middle while more than equal to two tables are joined. So we have some more joins here, like if we talk about outer joins, divided into left outer join and right outer join. Blank row are left at the specified side by joining table in other side. And we have some more: cross join, natural join, neutral joins, equi join, or non-equi joins, like that. What do you mean by index hunting? So indexes help in improving the speed as well as the query performance of database. The procedure of boosting the collection of indexes is named as index hunting. As next question, how does index hunting help in improving query performance? So guys, index hunting helps in improving the speed as well as the query performance of the database. The following measures are achieved to do that. The query optimizers is used to coordinate the study of query with the workload and the best use of query suggested based on this. Index index query distribution along with their performance is observed to check the effect. Tuning database to a small collection of problem queries is also recommended. Enlist the disadvantage of query. A disadvantage of query: no index stored procedure are accessibly compiled. Triggers and procedures are without set no count on. Complicated join making up independently written query. Cursors and temporary tables showcase a bad presentation. Enlist way to efficiently code transaction. So base to efficient code transaction, user input should not be allowed while browsing transaction must not be open of data. Transaction must be kept as small as possible. Lower transaction segregation levels and least information of data must be accessed while transacting. What is executive plan? Next question. So guys, executive plan can be defined as SQL Server catches collected procedure or the plan of query execution and used thereafter by subsequent calls. An important feature is in relation to performance enhancement. Data execution plan can be viewed textually or graphically. So we can view it as in text form also and graphical form also. What is B tree, guys? B trees, B hyphen trees. A data structure in the form of tree which stores stored data and searches, insertions, sequential access and deletion are allowed in logarithmic what does it mean, guys? Logarithmic time. Hard to pronounce few words for me in English. I hope you can understand this one. Guys, next question. Differentiate table scam from index scan, not a scam. So iterating over all the table row is called table scan. Okay, and while iterating over all the indexes item is defined as index scan. All the tables here and all the index items here. So this is the difference of item and all the table row. What do we mean by fill factor concept with respect to indexes? So guys, fill factor can be defined as being that value which defines the percentage of the left space on every leaf level page that is to be packed with data. Okay, and 100% is the default value of fill factor. Next question, define fragmentation. So fragmentation can be defined as database feature of server that promotes control on data which is stored at table level by user. Next question, differentiate nested loop, hash join and merge join. So guys, nested loop or loop over loop, an outer loop within an inner loop is formed consisting of few entries and then for individual entry. Inner loop is individual processed. What is database partitioning? Partitioning. So division of logical database into independent complete unit for improving its management, availability and performance is called database partitioning. Explain the importance of partitioning. So guys, splitting of one table which is large into smaller database entities logically is called database partitioning. Okay, its benefits are it improves query performance in situation dramatically when mostly row which are heavily accessed are in one partition, accessing large part of single partition, slower and cheaper storage media can be used for data which is seldom used. Next question, guys, define database system. DBMS along with database is called database system. So what do you mean by query evaluation engine? So query evaluation engine execute the low level instruction that are generated by the compilers. And guys, what is DDL interpreter? Very important question. So DDL statements are interpreted and recorded in table called metadata. Next question, define automi atomicity and aggregation. So if we talk about atomicity, it's an all or none concept which enable the user to be assured of incomplete transaction to be taken care of. Okay, the action involving incomplete transactions are left undone in DBMS. And aggregation, the collected entity and the relationship are aggregated in this model. It is mainly used in expressing relationship within relationships. Okay. Next question, guys. 45th question. Uh, Enlist the various transaction phases. So the various transaction phases are analyze phase, analysis phase, redo phase, and undo phase. 46th question, define object oriented model. So compilations of object make up this module in which values are stored within instance variable which is inside the object. Okay, the object itself comprises bodies of object for its operation which are called methods. Objects containing name kind of variables and methods are called classes. As next question, define entity. It can be defined as being a thing with an independent existing in the world. What do you mean by entity type? So a set of entities having similar attributes are called entity types. Define entity set. So compilations of all the entities of any particular type of entity in the database is called entity set. And what do you mean by entity type extension? So compilation of similar entity type into one particular type which is grouped together as an entity set. So guys, this is the last question of this video, and I hope this video is gonna helpful for you. If I miss anything, please try to understand, and you can read from here also. And my pronunciation may not be good, but my intention is very good. So this is the thing you have. You can view and you can read the information as well if I miss anything. uh, and please subscribe my channel if you are finding my videos helpful for you guys, and don't forget to share it because it will reach to other people also. Guys, till then, bye bye. In next video I will be talking about DB2. I will collect some more questions in that topic and I will be discussing about all those things. So guys, till then, bye bye, have a nice time.